Okay, 9:15. We'll go ahead and get going. Welcome, Zoom folk. Nice to see you or see your squares. And let's come to seated, hands just resting comfortably on lap or thighs. Your preferred position is whatever that looks like is great. And with our exhales, rest more heavily on the earth. Sink down. And just feel that weight in your sit bones. Maybe noticing your feet or your legs wherever you contact the floor. And then with an inhale, just have the spine grow tall, crown rises, chin slightly tucks. And just a breath or two here to bring ourselves into the current moment, into the space you're in, and put aside any kind of racing thoughts, worries for later. Just for the next hour, we'll be here and trying to stay in the moment. Okay, so let's start class with one Om together and feel free to stay silent if you'd rather. Otherwise, after the next inhale, so we're inhaling. Om. And enjoying that clearing sensation, hopefully you get after that. And let's come on down to our backs just for a few moments. Begin some work on the floor before we get a little more vigorous than usual for my class today. A little bit more movement, a little more demanding. So let's start off with our legs extended, arms down by side. Just take a couple breaths right here. And soften, broaden, spread out on the floor. Take up some space. Move your arms out wide if you like. Just grounding right here. And then we'll begin with gentle back movements. Feet come to floor, knees bend towards ceiling. Arms can be in a goalpost shape. And we'll just inhale, arching low back away from floor. And just kind of feel the shape that puts your pelvis in. Exhale, back comes down. We rock on the sacrum. Chin rocks away from chest. And that's the exhale. Inhale, we bring that back arch into the back, and the chin rocks towards chest, rolling on the sacrum, back and forth. Exhale, back comes down, chin rocks away. Few more, then we'll build on it a bit. Just notice that synchronized rocking on the sacrum and the back of the cranium, much like a cranial sacral massage, if you've ever had one. Get one again, and if you've never had one, I suggest you try. And just back and forth, gently undulating the spine, bringing more movement into it. Only if it feels best for you do you make it more vigorous, right? A higher arch, more muscle activity. Really just sense and feel what your body needs this morning, unlike every other morning that's ever been. And then we'll just build on this, add to it. So the next time you exhale, just release the movement. Now let's interlace our hands behind our head, elbows go wide to the floor. This is variation 2, similar in a lot of ways. Inhale, low back arches away from floor, elbows press into floor, and chin rocks away from chest. Exhale, back comes down. We round up, head and shoulders come off the floor, elbows towards one another. Chin tucks to chest. And back and forth we go. Inhale, elbows wide, pressing into floor, chin rocks away as the back arches. Exhale, back comes down. We round up, really focusing on spinal movement, back body, not so much the core component, although that ab work is there for sure. But we just go back and forth, few more times before we make one more minor tweak to the movement. Just find your rhythm here on the midline first. And back and forth we go. Now, the next time we inhale, back arches, elbows wide. Exhale, we round up, elbows towards one another. Gentle twist to one side or the other. Just pick a side, elbows go that direction. Exhale, we return to the floor. Inhaling and draw, arch up from floor, elbows wide. Exhale, we round up. And a little twist to the other side. And inhaling back down. Just two more times each side, and we'll move along to the next movement. So come up the midline and then twist. Back and forth. And you choose your speed. Follow your breath. And after you've done about 3 on each side, go ahead and just come back to rest. Let's let the arms out at the goalpost. Take a breath, see if there's any new sensations. And then we'll extend our legs towards the corners of the mat. So it's kind of a wider legged position here this morning. And then we'll take our hands up above our chest, palms together, reaching towards the sky, like a steeple shape here. And we're going to do some side twisting, right? So let's just push up, inhale, reaching towards the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to tip over to the right, keeping palms together. And it might, they might come to the floor, they might not quite, but we're going to go over pretty far. Okay, so either just go about halfway down or 2/3 or all the way down. We inhale back up to the top position. Exhale, we tip and roll over to the other side. So legs kind of stay wide, arms reaching, and just back and forth. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We have a couple of substantial twists in the lineup here today. So this will just start that twisting action. Feel the long body, long side body, just a couple more times. If you really want to go for it, get a bigger stretch when you come to the side, the twisted version. Maybe your top hand slides further out than your bottom hand. Get a bigger stretch right there. And then bring palms back together. Swing and rise over to the other side. Same deal. If you like, top hand slides beyond bottom hand. Let's go one more time to each side. Trying to finish on the left, perhaps. I think we started to the right. And after that last one, wherever you're at, come on back to neutral, arms down by side. And take a breath now, see how things are feeling, any new sensations. And then we'll take hold of our strap. So Zoomers who I don't know if I announced, but usual props, strap blocks. That's about all we need today. Maybe a blanket in the studio just because our floor is so hard. So our strap, we're going to make a loop about hip width. It's going to go around our thighs for bridge pose, so you know where we're headed here. So a loop about hip width, just slip it on over the legs, and it'll be on the mid thigh, maybe slightly towards the knees, if anything. And buckle, of course, try not to bite into the skin. So coming into a bridge pose shape, feet down, knees up. When we push into the strap, let's make sure our knees don't go too wide. We don't want knees height wider than hip width. So if that's the case, just tighten your strap a bit. Restrain those wandering knees. And find your initial shape here. Okay, so pushing out into the strap. Let's, for the first one, take hold of our yoga mat, fingers underneath the mat, thumbs on top, get a good firm grip right there. Arms down on the mat. When you're ready, we're pushing into the strap. We inhale, lifting hips, pelvis from floor. Lift and rise. Keep the pressure up in the strap and just note what's working what muscles are firing up for that activity, driving down into the feet. Let's tip our weight to the right shoulder, slide left shoulder more under your body, and then tip weight to the left, slide right shoulder in. Pulling your mat apart from left to right, unless you know you have the capacity, you want to interlace hands behind your back, that's fine too. Rising a bit higher, we're going to hold for about 5 breaths. And of course, you always come out if you need to when it's right for you. Keeping up the vigor in the strap, pulling the mat apart from left to right. Last breath, broad chest, exhale, release. We're going to go up again momentarily, but go ahead and just completely let the pose fall away between sides. And then getting ready to go again. So gripping the mat if that's right for you. Otherwise, you can plan on interlacing hands behind back. Pressing out into our strap, feet firmly grounded through all 4 corners of the feet. When you're ready, hips lift on an inhale. Rise, rise, rise. Shoulder shuffle. Move one shoulder in, move the other shoulder in. Pushing down into the feet. And then maybe give a little shift in the direction. So you're going to as though you're pushing yourself off the back of your mat. And just move that arch higher up the vertebrae, pulling mat apart. Breathing into those broad collarbones. 5 more breaths. And just find the balance of effort and ease in this pose. Pretty reasonable amount of effort. And then exhale, release when you're ready. One more of those on deck here, so don't go far. Release, let it drain away. Let all the muscles that were working, now they rehydrate, they nourish. Blood rushes in. And when you're ready, we'll go again. So gripping the mat or clasping hands, pressing into our strap. Inhale, we rise. Walk the shoulders under the body, maybe a little more now that we're warmed up a bit. And here we are up in the pose, pressing down into feet. Move that arch further up the back, trying to lift the heart, not just the hips. 4 more breaths. Keep up your strap work. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. Last breath. And release when you're ready. Come on down. You can just slip the strap off, keeping it close at hand on the floor there. And just see how things feel now. Let the muscles tell their story to you. See what you're feeling. And then let's take that right ankle, cross it over the left knee. We're going to do not just the Sukhi Randrasana, we're going to do like a figure 4 kind of extended leg thing here. But first, let's just bring the left knee in closer to the chest, get a little bit of a stretch there, pushing the right knee away. You can interlace hands behind thigh if you like. And right knee swings away. Both feet pull into flexion, tops of feet draw back. And then let's find that strap again and just take the strap around the ball of the left foot. It's a little funny action, just figure it out. Strap goes around the ball of the left foot, right? And then we're going to extend left leg, pushing up into the strap, holding strap in both hands. Press up, up, up into the strap, a little arch in the low back, hopefully. Right knee swings away. Right foot draws back into flexion. And bending the elbows, let the shoulders come down to the floor if they're rounding away. Really pull down on the strap, push up with your leg. Right knee still swinging away. We'll be doing this standing a little bit later on. So just kind of let your body feel this shape. And soften and release. Feet to the floor, knees bent. Just going to the other side. So left ankle crosses right knee. First, we'll just draw right knee in towards chest. Left knee swings away. Both feet in flexion. Toes pull back to knees. Stretch for that side outer thigh there. And then we'll strap the right foot, strap around the ball of the right foot, extending right leg towards ceiling. Same as other side, pushing up into the strap, left knee still swinging away, left foot in flexion, pushing up into the strap, drawing a small arch into the low back. If your elbows are straight, just bend them a little bit and let the shoulders come more firmly into contact with the floor. And a couple breaths right here. Hopefully a nice back of the leg stretch for you. And then exhale, let's release and come on out of that. Feet land back down to floor. Just set the strap aside. And we will roll over to hands and knees. So come on up to hands and knees as you're ready. And just a few cat-cows. Keep undulating the spine, moving the spine. Back arches, gazing forward. Exhale, we round up. Back and forth. We've all done this many times. So you choose your speed and intensity. Some folks like the speed, really get the fluids moving. Other people, I personally like the little slower, so I feel all the motions, all the muscles working. Couple more rounds. And then we'll end at cat pose with a pretty solid cat. So really pushing down into the floor like you're going to leave dents in the floor under your palms and the mounds of your fingers. Navel draws up. We round from left shoulder to right shoulder and from crown to tail. Breathing in this confined, constricted space. And soften and release that. A few rounds of bird dog. So when you're ready, let's extend left leg back behind, left leg maybe hip height or so, toes point towards floor, extending right hand forward. Hold there. Find your balance. Then we're going to bring the elbow and knee together. So when we exhale, draw elbow, knee back around. It's kind of like cat. Inhale, re-extend, kind of cow-like, right? Exhale, cat. Go for 5 total times. There's number 3. And 4. And 5. And come finish on the extended shape. Reestablish that. And then hand comes down, knee comes down. Find your midline. And here we go again. Other side, right leg extends back behind, about hip height, toes point towards the floor. Reaching left arm forward, palm faces into midline. Feel that shape. And as you're ready, we'll do 5 cycles through the knee to elbow. So exhale, we draw in. Inhale, extend. Bit of a back rounding if you got that. Maybe this is number 5, and then extend and hold. And hand comes down, knee comes down. And from here, let's just take our hands forward. We're going to go up into downward facing dog. Just have a nice, easy entry into it for the moment. We'll be there for a couple minutes, right? So hands down, connecting through the inner edge of the hand. Knees lift. Pressing hips back, 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 back. And then hips rise. Knees can certainly stay bent. Holding here. Shoulders, armpits lifting. Let's go ahead and open our hips a bit. So shift weight to left foot. We'll extend right leg back behind. Bend right knee, heel and sole towards ceiling. Then open right hip stacks over left. And in this shape, sometimes we tip forwards a bit, almost plankish. So press back, hips move back. And then extend the leg, turn the hip back towards the floor. Land the right foot. Other side, left leg extends back behind. Bend left knee, open left hip. Press hips towards the back of your room. And then extending the leg, pivot, Hip back down, foot back down, pressing into downward facing dog, and hold for 3 breaths. And just come on down, knees. Just a quick child's pose. We're going back to down dog. So let the hips settle, sink, stretch the arms, lower the head. See how you're feeling now. And when you're ready, we're going to come back up to downward facing dog for a slightly more vigorous activity. I'm going to tuck in my shirt a little bit so you don't want to get that show again. And we're coming up to downward facing dog. Knees lift off floor, hips move towards the back of the room. And again, legs maybe a little straighter. They don't have to be straight. We're going to do the knee to elbow kind of thing here, if you're familiar with that. So shifting weight to left foot, hips move back. I'm going to come forward and take that right knee towards right elbow into like a plank. Okay. Then come back, extending right leg forward. Come forward again. Right knee to left elbow. Press back. Coming forward, knee right under chest, and just hold here. Draw the knee up. And come back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath or two. Refine your midline, your balance point. And we'll go the other side. So right foot stays down. Left leg, let's just reach that back for starters. And when you're ready, inhale. Left knee comes towards left elbow in a plank pose. Exhale, press back, extending left leg. Come forward. Left knee to right elbow. Extend back. Next one, come right up the middle. Hug knee up into chest. Hold. And pressing back, extend left leg. And both feet land. Downward facing dog. Let's hold it for about 3 or 4 breaths. You can come to child's pose if you like. Armpits lift, hips lift. Heart settles. And let's go ahead and walk our feet to our hands. Come up into a halfway fold. Exhale, deep fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, soften knees, sweep arms wide, and we'll rise all the way up, gathering palms together, and then draw hands to heart. A couple breaths to come to equilibrium here, standing, head over heart, shoulders over hips. We can let our hands come down by our side, take Tadasana for a couple of breaths. I think my head's cut off on the video. There we go, coming a little better. So I'm going to scooch that out. And so we're going to get ready for a couple of sun salutations. And we'll start with just a half salutation, right? So that's just the folding pieces. So when you're ready, let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, we fold, swan dive forward, hands to floor or blocks. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, folding deeply again. Inhale, soften knees, sweep arms, rise. Hands together, hands to heart. Okay, let's do 3 more of those. You can go at your own pace. I'll cue it. Inhale, we go up. Exhale, we fold, and really just marry the breath and the movement. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Soften knees and rise up. Not so fussy about technique or position. Let's just move and breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, we fold. Halfway fold. Deep Uttanasana. Inhale, we rise all the way up. Draw hands to heart. One more time. Inhale. Fold, swan dive. Heart goes first. Halfway fold. Deep Uttanasana. Soften knees, sweep and rise all the way up. And hands come down to heart. So now we're going to do kind of the low lunge variation of sun salutation. We'll do 4 total rounds, and then we'll do more of a classic, bigger sun salutation. So we've got a bit of stuff ahead of us. When you're ready, here we go. Inhale, we sweep up. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway fold. Exhale, hands to mat, step right foot back, right knee comes down for this round. Inhale, we sweep up, arms by ears, lunge forward on Anjaneyasana. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step into plank pose. Press the floor away for inhale. Exhale, we lower all the way down. You can do cobra or up dog, you choose. Cueing cobra, elbows in, rise into cobra. And on the exhale, out of the pose, and finding our way back to downward facing dog. Just for about 2 breaths there, just kind of really find the pose. And then we'll tip weight to left foot, extending right leg back behind, step right foot forward on the exhale. Left knee comes down. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhaling, hands to mat, step feet together. Halfway fold, deep fold. Soften knees, sweep arms, rising up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath or two, just let that work integrate. Got 3 more to go. And the next couple will kind of just sync them even more closely. But again, just like connecting breath and movement, not worrying so much about all the perfect placement of everything, and just take it smooth. Once they take it easy, but don't have to go for broke either. All right, here we go. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway fold. Exhale, hands to mat. Let's step left foot back this time. Left knee comes down. Inhale, we sweep and rise and try not to fall over, leaning forward. Exhale, hands to mat, stepping into plank pose. Could be knees down if that's best. Next exhale, lower to the floor, coming into cobra or up dog, depending on your practice. And finding our way back, downward facing dog. There's 2 breath cycles here. And tipping weight towards right foot, left leg rises behind. Exhale, left foot forward, right knee comes down. Inhale, we swing up and lunge. Exhaling, hands to mat, step feet together. Halfway fold, deep fold. Soften knees, sweep, rise, come all the way up. Draw hands to heart. Going right into the next one. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale and fold. Halfway fold. Hands down, right foot steps back, right knee comes down. Sweep and rise into Anjaneyasana. Hands to mat for plank pose. Find stability there, then lower slowly. Cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Shifting weight to left foot, right foot extends behind. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, sweeping up into the low lunge. Hands to mat, step feet together. Halfway fold, deep fold. Soften knees, sweep arms wide, rising up. And hands come to heart. One more, last one of these, then we'll change it up. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. Halfway fold, hands on shins. This time, left foot steps back, hands down, left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, sweep and rise. Exhale, plank pose. Next exhale, see how slowly you can lower the whole breath. And then inhale to your back bend. Exhale out, downward facing dog. Hold for a breath. Shifting weight to right foot, extend left leg behind. Left foot steps forward, right knee comes down. Inhale, low lunge. And exhale, hands down, feet together, halfway fold. Deep Uttanasana. Soften knees as we inhale and rise up. Drawing hands together. And just take a handful of breaths here. That first vinyasa sequence is through. How do things feel now? Is there any change from when we started, when we first walked in? Heartbeat and breath. We come in, we do a fair amount of movement, but at the end of it, it's the stillness that we walk away with. Just feel that stillness. 2 more breaths. All right, hands can come down by side. Okay, changing up the sun salutation a little bit. So we're going to do sun salutation B. Let's inhale, bringing the arms up. This is the chair version, right? So we exhale, we settle down into chair. Now we inhale, left hand reaches up, right hand can come to hip. Exhale, we twist, left elbow to right knee. Maybe hands are in like a prayer shape, maybe not. Twisting there. Inhale, coming back out of the twist towards chair pose. Exhale, fold, hands to floor. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway fold. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Let's step the right foot back. This time it's a high lunge. Back heel stays off the floor. When you're ready, we rise up, arms alongside ears, and it could be a low lunge too, if that's best for you. And twist here as well. Left hand comes to left hip. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Right elbow to left knee. Twisting. Left shoulder coming over right. Inhaling up out of there. Hands could just go to hips. Exhale, hands to mat. Plank pose. Sorry, another plank. Slowly lower on the exhale, and then up dog would be great, or cobra. And then finding our way back, downward facing dog. We're just doing like 2 of these sun salutations. So this is the first one. We'll do another one. Folding down dog. Shifting weight towards left foot. Let's inhale, right leg back behind. Exhale, step right foot forward, coming into a high lunge on this side. When you're ready, we inhale, we rise. Exhale, let's just twist left elbow to right knee. Back leg stays really strong. Next inhale, coming up out of the pose. And where are we going from here? Oh yeah, okay, so hands come to the mat. Let's step feet together. Halfway fold. And Uttanasana. And we'll come up through chair to soften knees. Swing arms on inhale. Settle on the exhale. Twisting the other way. So this time, left hand to left hip. Inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, twisting. Elbow to knee. Twisted chair. Gazing at the floor for balance if you like. Inhale, swinging back up to chair. Exhale, hold. And inhale, standing all the way up. And exhale, arms can come down to side. 2 breaths, check in, assess. We'll do 1 more of those. Here we are, inhaling, sweeping up. Exhale, chair. Hold through the inhale. Same as last side, right? Left hand comes to hip, right elbow twists to left knee. Inhaling up out of there, back to chair. Exhale, hands to mat. Uttanasana. Halfway fold. Exhale, hands to mat. Let's see, left foot back. Is that correct? Yeah, okay, left foot back, sorry. Right foot forward. And high lunge. Inhale, swinging arms up alongside ears. Growing tall. Exhale, we're going to twist left elbow to right knee. Looking over, straight, strong leg. Inhale, coming on back up. Exhale, hands to mat. What I believe will be our last plank. Press the floor away, and then slowly lower and into your back bend, up dog or cobra. Finding our way, downward facing dog. And a couple breaths right here. Let the hips move back and up. Tipping weight to right foot. Left leg extends. Let's step left foot forward. Swinging all the way up. High lunge. Exhale, twist. Right elbow to left knee. Shoulders stacking. Deep twist. Pretty warmed up, hopefully, at this point. Come on out of the twist with an inhale. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to mat. Step feet together. Halfway fold. Deep fold. Into chair we go. Sweeping arms up. Sink on the exhale. Arm reaches on the inhale, left elbow to right knee for this twist. Knees into the right. And let's exhale, coming out of the chair. Inhale, arms by ears, and just stand on up. Hands come down by side. Handful of breaths. It's the end of the vinyasa piece. Just see how it feels. How's your heartbeat and your breathing? Are you wobbly? And releasing Tadasana. Now let's see. We will want let's get some blocks. So let's take our blocks to the front of the mat just to kind of get us going here. So blocks to the front of the mat. I'm going to start with a high lunge. So let's go ahead and take the left foot forward, step in the right foot back. Hands can stay on blocks. Left knee is bent over ankle. Back heel off the floor. Take a breath or two here. Strong back leg pushing through the ball of the back foot, and your crown's kind of going off at an angle forward. So let's take our right hand to the block inside the left foot. Take your left hand just to the hip for now. We'll do a twist on this side. So we're going to twist, we're going to turn navel towards spine, looking over to the left. Deeper twist. And if it feels right, that left arm can rise up. And the other thing to check, if the block, if you'd like to go lower, we're pretty warmed up. Maybe you want to go a little lower on the block or hand to the floor. Deep twist and hold. 5 breaths. And maybe this is about your 5th breath. Exhale, come on out of it. Let's just take our hands to block. So we'll just do straight to the other side, and we'll come back. Feet together, stepping left foot back, right foot's now the forward foot. Okay, left hand stays on block, right hand comes to hip. Sink hips and twist. Looking over to the right, back leg super strong, super strong. And if you like, right arm reaches up. Maybe we go lower. 5 breaths. Shoulders trying to stack over one another. Broad across the chest. As you're ready, top hand comes down. And then just take hands to blocks. Step feet together. And just come up to standing for a moment. Couple breaths. Now, the next one I'm going to cue is going to be more of a bound version of a pose like that. So let's see, just so I can face you. I'm going to go back to that same side we just did. So I'm going to step left foot back. Okay, bending front knee. In this pose, kind of in a warrior two, actually. Let's bring the back heel down. Let's take our arms up. Warrior two. It's a good entry. Big breath, tall. Now we're going to come down. We're going to bring the right hand inside the right foot. So right hand comes down here. Left hand can be on hip. Left hand can reach up. And this might be where we're at today. Totally great. If you want to take that little extra step, you take the left hand back behind you. It's going to come around your low back, kind of back by your glute there. And take that right hand, reach forward, coming under, and clasp hands. Could also be done with a strap between your hands, gazing at the floor for balance, and twisting left shoulder coming more over right. 3 more breaths. And slowly coming out, maybe hands come down, and we rise up, warrior two. Straighten front leg, quick Prasarita Padottanasana. Pivoting feet, wide-legged forward fold. Coming back out of there, going to the other side. I'm gonna just rotate so I keep facing the camera and the room. Yeah, otherwise, you can turn around however you wanna get there. So left foot's now the front foot. Let's go warrior two. Left foot forward, back heel down. Find the pose. When you're ready, let's take the left hand inside the left foot. Right hand can come to hip for starters, and then right hand can reach up. Again, maybe this is your twist. Hand on a block if you like. Stand here. Want to go to that deeper level or the next level. Right hand sweeps down, so like the back of the hand is at the small of your back. And left hand reaches under, takes hold of right fingertips, and twisting and binding. And 5 breaths. And keeping the twist alive, right shoulders trying to come back. Coming out when you're ready, unwind, unbind. Come on up, warrior two. Let's pivot feet parallel. One more forward fold right here. Just make it relaxing for yourself. Maybe it's halfway down. Maybe it's more than halfway down. And just breathing into it, settling down. Our next pose involves a bit of balance. We really want to settle the mind, clear the mind. Deeper fold maybe now. We've been here about 30, 40 seconds. Maybe even reaching hands back behind. So fingertips turn away from you, reaching towards the back of your room. Palms to mat. And start coming out of this. Let's start off on the halfway shape, right back parallel to floor. You're just going to walk your feet a little closer together before coming all the way back up to standing. And in Tadasana, tops of shoulders soft. Next up is a balance piece. If you want to be on your mat or your carpet or wherever you're at, or be on something more firm, it's the figure four, kind of like a figure four standing thing like we did on our back, right, with our leg up. So we can bend our knees for starters. Let's just cross that right ankle over left knee. You can pretty deeply bend that left foot just for the time being. Wobble, wobble. Hands to hips. Sit down into like a chair. Ooh, very wobbly today. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're in the chair, the folded chair, and starting to fold forward. Just taking your hands to the floor or blocks. Sorry, I should ask you to put blocks there. Either way, hands to floor or blocks. Keeping that left knee bent, really settling into the chair. Take a couple breaths. And if it's right for you, begin straightening the left leg. Right foot in flexion, toes draw towards knee. Folding more deeply. And this might be great. If you want to start playing with the balance piece, you could lighten the load on your hands. Just touch down as needed. Or you can clasp your ankle. Come into the full pose, deep forward standing bend. 5 breaths. Touch down when you need to. And after that 5th breath or so, soften the left knee. Hands come to floor again if they're not already there. Rising up the way we came in, hands to hips, come all the way up to standing, feet together. And take a couple breaths. How's that hip feeling? How are things going? How's your heartbeat? And then we'll go to the other side. So I was kicking my strap out of the way. And here we go. Tipping over, right foot, standing leg, left foot crosses, bending right knee, kind of into this figure 4 chair. Find that. Great pose in and of itself. And if you're ready, begin to fold forward, hands come to floor or blocks. Right knee can stay deeply bent. Soften the fold. And if you want to, when you're ready, straighten the right leg more and more and more. Left toes pull back towards knee. Left knee swings away from elbow. Folding more deeply still, lighten the load on the hands. Check the balance piece. And if you want to clasp ankle for that, 5 breaths. Live in the pose. Where can you soften? Where do you have to work? And after that 5th breath, you can start to bend the standing knee. Hands to floor for starters. And then rise up, hands to hips, coming back upright into the chair. Standing, and feet together on the floor. Arms down by side. Few breaths here. What do you notice? I often find those balance poses to be really centering and kind of focus the mind, but they also kind of stimulate the nerves because your fear of falling, that innate fear of tipping over, sort of charges things up a little bit too. So it's an interesting balance. Yeah, let's come on down to our mats to a seated position. And let's do Janushirshasana, okay? So let's find a strap, have that near us, coming down to our back, feet to floor, knees bent. Let's have the strap on the right side, close at hand. Release onto the floor for a breath. And then we'll take feet off the floor, knees are over hips. And we just tip and roll, knees to the right, they stack upon one another. Reaching through the left arm. Okay, let's find that left shoulder on the floor and just adjust your knee height to allow the left shoulder to stay in contact. Next piece, if you want to go there, we're going to take that strap and just kind of loop around the left foot. I mean, eventually we'll go to both feet if you want to go straight for that. But left foot first and extend left leg. So left thigh stacks on right, reaching through the left arm. Feel that. Left shoulder trying to find the mat. And if you want to go full pose, both feet go into the strap loop there, reaching out, pretty firm grip with the right hand, pressing into the strap, reach through the left arm, maybe turning gaze towards left hand, draw an arch into the low back, and 5 breaths in the twist. If you want to swing your feet more towards your hips level or towards your shoulder, you be the judge and explore that. And slowly we'll come on out. Just bend the knees, kind of let the strap go if you like. And we're going to find our way back onto our back, feet down, knees up. Just get ready to do the same thing on the other side. Take that strap into your left hand. If you're quite flexible or quite mobile, you could just ditch the strap and grab your toes. Not a lot of us can do that, myself included. So let's take feet off of floor, knees over hips, and tip over. Knees go to the left, stacking double knee twist. Reach through the right arm, back of hand on the floor. Strap around the ball of the right foot. And extending that right leg if you're going that direction. A good check-in right here. Right shoulder comes to the floor, reach to the right hand. That shoulder won't come down. Your feet might be too high up towards hips and shoulders, so you can just adjust there. Pressing into your strap, and then put the left foot in the strap too, if you like. So both legs extending out to the left, reaching through the right hand. Arch in the low back. Turn gaze towards right hand. 5 breaths. And as you're ready, soften that strap, let it fall away, bending both knees, come back into that twisted side knee double thing, and roll back onto back, feet to floor. Let's hug our knees into the chest, rounding the back. And if you like to rock back and forth from left to right or do circles, just take care of yourself in the best way you can. If you're doing circles, reverse them. And landing feet back down, almost to Shavasana, not quite. Arms down by side. Let's extend one leg and extend the other. Quick body scan, just check ankles and knees. Release any tightness, tension, residual effort happening there, maybe in the hips too. Particularly low back for many of us, right? Just allow the back to soften. Still somewhat arched, but not pulling away from the ground. Shoulders soften, broad in the chest. Maybe wag your lower jaw left and right a few times. Just carry some tightness in the jaw muscles. And then we'll take one hand to our heart, one hand to our belly. And a few breaths, just connecting to that rise and fall, that pulsating rhythm of life, right? Just sort of the always moving. Maybe you can feel your heartbeat or you feel some action in your belly. Softening shoulders. Last couple breaths. See if you can feel some warmth where your hand touches your body. And if you're ready, arms just come down by side for Shavasana. Have a blocks or bolster or something, blanket under your knees if you like. Just release. Be here for about 2 minutes. I'll ring the bell when it's time to begin moving again. Beginning to move as you're ready. Slowly, gently. And maybe rolling to one side or the other before pressing up to a seated posture. And again, finding that firm foundation beneath you. Inhale, rising, crown lifts, chin slightly tucks. Next inhale, let's bring palms together, hands to heart. Exhale, bow if you like. Inhale, rising up. And thank you for practicing this morning.